The DLCs for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet are almost here. We got our first real trailer in the Nintendo Direct last week, and I just wanted to talk about some of my big takeaways. Right off the bat, I want to say that I am massively excited. I really like the system they have in place of slowly reintroducing large batches of Pokemon because from a competitive standpoint, right when the format starts to get figured out, the meta's getting a little bit stale. Boom! 100 new Pokemon, 100 new options, everything is fresh, everything is new. I just really think that it breathes a lot of life into competitive Pokemon, and I love that a lot. First up, we have the Teal Mask, part 1 of the DLC, featuring a cameo from one of my teammates on the Swiss national team, Carmine. Okay, maybe he wasn't the inspiration for this character, but I'm gonna choose to believe that he was. We're gonna travel to Kitakami for the Festival of Masks, where we'll encounter the legendary loyal trio of Okidogi, Munkidori, and Fezandipiti, and the legendary Ogerpon. We don't know a ton about these new Pokemon yet, but we do know that the trio will all share the ability Toxic Chain, which appears to be Poison Touch, but with Toxic Poison as opposed to regular poison. It's honestly a pretty mid ability for VGC, and to me it implies that at least the trio will all share a poison typing. Honestly, I'm not super optimistic that they'll be all that useful, but I'm also not the biggest fan of the designs, so I'm okay with that. There are a couple of interesting looking returning Pokemon though. Corphish is shown right off the bat, and Crawdaunt with its adaptability ability could be a powerful offensive option in VGC, especially with the terastallization mechanic. Gliscor is also back after an absence from Gen 8. I've never used Gliscor before since I started with Sword and Shield, but he's a cool looking dude, so I'm excited to give him a try, even though he looks pretty mediocre. The biggest reveal from the Teal Mask for me is Vulpix. Now we don't see a Alolan Vulpix in the game, but the existence of Ninetales should mean that Alolan Ninetales will be legal, at least through a home transfer. This is massive news for Snow fans everywhere, as the biggest weakness for the Snow archetype right now is how miserable of a weather setter Abomasnow is. The biggest benefit Ninetales has over Abomasnow is its speed, allowing it to much more reliably set up Aurora Veil, or just start firing off powerful blizzards. Its fairy typing also gives it access to Stab Moonblast, another fantastic offensive option. Ninetales also has access to a bunch of supportive moves, giving it a lot of variation in the way you can run it. Other returning Pokemon include Yanmega, Mightyena, and the mighty Snorlax. I'm personally fascinated to see how Snorlax holds up when we have a brand new Facade user in Ursaluna being added in just before the DLC. Overall, the Teal Mask looks pretty neat. Personally, I found the Isle of Armor expansion to be pretty underwhelming in the Sword and Shield era, because it just felt like there wasn't a lot of content there, especially compared to the Crown Tundra DLC that came later. The Teal Mask looks like it has quite a bit more depth though, so I'm pretty excited. The second part of the DLC sees us travel to the Blueberry Academy for the Indigo Disc. Crown Tundra was the real deal of the Sword and Shield DLCs, and in a similar fashion, the Indigo Disc has me way more excited than the Teal Mask. This new area looks pretty expansive, but what really has me hyped is the returning Pokemon in this one. VGC mainstay Whimsicott is back. Whimsicott is one of the premier support Pokemon with its ability Prankster, and one of the best Tailwind setters in the game. Fan favorite Metagross is back too. Metagross could be an incredible Pokemon this generation. I think it synergizes especially well with some of the Ruined Pokemon, as well as being a great potential user of terastallization. We're getting Flygon, Executor, and Reuniclus back, but most importantly, Milotic. Milotic is one of my absolute favorite Pokemon to use, and I cannot wait to make people hate me with its Coil Hypnosis shenanigans once again. There's been a lot of discourse about whether or not Milotic is shown using Scald in the trailer, a move that's been essentially removed from VGC this generation. I'm not really convinced because a lot of the water moves look pretty similar, but if Scald is back on the menu, then Milotic is gonna be even scarier. Finally, the trailer closes with a shot of the legendary Pokemon Terapagos, who bears a striking resemblance to Tortigar from Skies of Arcadia. We know very little about this thing, but my theory is that they nerfed the Protean ability so that they could give Terapagos a unique ability that's just old school Protean. Other than that, we're just gonna have to wait and see. I'm really excited to dive into the DLCs and all of the brand new VGC formats we're gonna get throughout the next competitive season. I'm also really excited for new music, because more bangers for me to listen to during tournaments is never a bad thing. What are you most looking forward to in the DLC? Let me know what your hopes and dreams are in the comments below. I hope everyone's having a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, or night, whatever it is, wherever you are in the world, and I'll see you all next time.